Good night of Shabbos, Parshas Mishpatim, and Rosh Chodesh Adar. Wow, we're here at Chodesh Adar. I mean, it's not, saying that time goes fast. I'm not sure what that means. That time goes fast. What does it mean? Time goes fast. It means that it was before it was Mar Cheshbon, and now we're in Adar, and we went through, all these months, and that's how time goes fast. And what was back, I don't know, 1,000 years ago. Time moves. So how do we measure time? So measuring should be not from back to front and from front to back. It has to be from mata maila. Mata is the bottom, which is the base that it is holding the like a flower pot that's holding the earth, and then it's holding this tree that comes out of it, and then the flowers on top of it, as it starts opening up different colors or whatever flower it is that blossoms. But it needs the mata. So the tree, the flower doesn't grow from front to back. That's not the process of its evolution. Rather, from bottom up, it keeps evolving, and it grows, and it grows until it reaches a certain height, and then it keeps rejuvenating itself, so it can hold that whatever space it's holding. So we too need to look at it. Time is moving, so when we switch it from front to back to mata maila, this is where I was then, last month, a year ago, and this is where I am now. This is how I evolved, and observing the openness and the openness, the awareness, the presence of the moich, of the brain, of what you are thinking, of what you are experiencing, holding that glow from on top, walking around. The body is the mata, and it's holding that that light, that globe that is activated by the thoughts, and then being processed with this thing that's holding it. That's what's bringing it awareness to, type of thing. But there's levels of awareness. So Chodesh Adar is the month of Simcha, massive. It is massive Simcha. We're going to talk about it for 60 days and see what opens up and what reveals itself in this process of the evolution of presence, of understanding what the Baal Shem Tov and what the Hasidim and Hasidus has been teaching us about this, the coming of the awareness of this consciousness of a presence, which is going to Eved Ivri. So Parshas Mishpatim, Ve'el Mishpatim Asher Tasim Lefneim Kisikna Eved Ivri. These are the Mishpatim, the laws that you should put in front of them. Interesting. Kisikna Eved Ivri. If you buy an Eved Ivri, so what is Eved Ivri? So Chassidus is asking, why is it Eved Ivri? Why not Eved Yehudi, Eved Yisraeli? Elakayo Ivriim, that was before Matan Torah. Elakayo Ivriim, the God from Ivriim. But noch Matan Torah, there is Yisrael. So if it's Yisrael, it should be Yehudi or the Yehudi. Eved Yehudi, Eved what was the other one? Okay. Eved Israeli. So the part is, says Chassidus, that Eved Anor means that that unsere Zeides, unsere Eltern sitzen bei Eved Anor. Eved Anor is Vanor Yotze Megan, Vanor Yotze Lahashke Zasagan. In other words, that the Gan Eden is being fueled by Noah. Nahar is higher above that. And we are be'ever hanar, from the other side of the Nahar. We're on the other side, not just the thing that fuels Gan Eden. Ever hanar means that thing on top of that is from where the Nahar is, the thing that fuels Gan Eden. So we're talking here about levels, wild ideas in understanding and building the confidence as to waking up to who we are, to wake up to who we are and what it is that we're doing over here. What is this about? What's the purpose? What's the real question? What's the real question that you can connect to? Feeling the ratzon, feeling the desire of what do I really want over here? What is this? What are we doing over here? What are we doing over here? And from that question, we're going into a place that it's not so choimerdik, it's not so physical, it's more machshava, it's more with the machshava you're able to start changing things around. So we're talking here about Sheishan Yavit. That is, I saw from the Heichel Bracha, from the Kamana, he was talking about that we were sold as slaves because who sells as one of the things that we're learning this week, that somebody steals, then this guy sold as a slave, and then he can pay back. So we were sold because there was the time as Manabais, there was clearly somewhere something happened, and we started giving oiris to kedusha, to the klipa, and then we had to be sold for, because that was stealing, because we gave the kedusha light into klipa, so we stole. It's not ours to give, it's just here with a purpose in it. So as that happened, we had to be sold as slaves, but it's looking at time from bottom up. Shei Shanim Yavit Yom Lashana, which is each and every day represents a kav. Yom Lashana, one day is a year. So there are seven midas. So there are 7 lines. And each day of the week goes for a different midah. That means that it's not that today is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it's last week and 2 weeks ago or next week. Rather, we keep going in, clicking into that kav that's always there. Sunday, Chesed, Monday, Gevurah, going through every day. We're click aligning into that space, and that is how it operates from bottom up. I'm not getting older that way. I'm getting older from bottom up. Ma'alamata, ma'alamata, holding, standing up tall. That's the spine. The spine, the nachash. It's yes. So Vashvi yetzelachav shichinam. Vashvi, that is Malchus, that is Shabbos, the Zibitatuk. Vashvi, that's the 7th day, and since it's lined up, which means that Ma'en Olam Haba. This is Atam. Shabbos is a space of Ma'en Olam Haba, from Olam Habu, from Olam Asid. It's something from in the future. But the future is not happening in 2 or 3 weeks from now, and it did not happen 2 and 3 weeks back. It's happening in Matamaila, feeling it, being present with it. So Shabbos is entering in the space of Malchus. It's entering in that space of where tuning into the peace. It's a time that has no time. It's a moment in the body. It's a moment here in Olam Asiyah that we're fully equipped to be able to be present in a space that there's nothing waiting, nothing doing, nothing else that could happen. Everything is just right now, and there's nothing pushing you to give you that space that's not peace within that. The question is that we don't have peace on Shabbos. It's not like, people are still not feeling so connected. Even if they are, it's not 100% connected. And if they have Shabbos in Melizig, if is supposed to be healed over Shabbos, there can't be any pain on Shabbos. So how come they're still suffering in pain? That is because, remember, the relationship that we're in, that's the relationship that we're in. Whatever, from wherever space you are processing, how do we process the seventh day, the day of no time, the day of Shabbos? How do we process that? From which space do we process that? So in that space, you're meeting Shabbos. If it's in the head, you're meeting it in the head, but we're still not feeling it fully embodying Yom Shekula Shabbos, like a day that is full of Shabbos, and then it's Yom Lashana, and you're always bringing that Shabbos into the week and keep opening up the space from the restriction, from the Meitzah to the Merchav. And that is Mashenichnas Adam Marbim Besimcha. There is more Simcha. Simcha put together. Simcha is Simcha pushes. When you're besimcha, when you're celebrating, when you're Baal Simcha, you don't feel anything. Everything is not a problem. Everything is okay, because you see the bigger picture. You're seeing that me'ever anar, something that is lamaylam mitam mizmanim makam. And Shabbos we're experiencing that. So Gesikna Eved Ivri, yes, we were sold. We were sold as slaves because we need to clean up. Aber in the Zibet Yur, the Zibet Yur, Vashvi is Yetzel Chavshi. Vashvi is Yetzel Chavshi in the seventh day, the seventh year, there is Chafesh. And from this space we can start bringing back, I wouldn't say bringing back, I would say, bring in more Kedusha into this space, so that will even out the unbalance of Klippa holding Kedusha, and now there's a battle. Because we're Mailam B'Kodesh, we're not Moeded B'Kodesh, so if there's already Kedusha here, we can't take it out, it's a Dava Nitzchi, so we need to bring more Kedusha in, more light in, so like this, the noise there will just be a deeper understanding in a wider radius. And then it starts catching, depending on how big the radius is for each space, each energy field, how much space is generating, how much space is it safe to generate. Okay. So, so Chodesh Uder, that is good. And here there's also that I was talking about that since we're coming from Ever Anar, from a place that's Lamalam Zman and Makam, and that's where our Shorish is, because we are the Ben, we're also the Eved. We are the Ben Melech, but as we come down here, we go into Eved. We get to work, we're going to work. The king sent his kids, his trusted ones, sent him in to bring his light and bring his glory, his understanding, his presence, knowing him. We should bring his presence to know. And once we know, the more we know, then the more the things around we start knowing of their presence. And the more things around start knowing their presence, there is a bigger radius of manicha that is holding space for that. So only not such noisy problems can enter. They become more civilized. So Shabbos is Chodesh. Shabbos is also from Chachma. So also again, question is asked in Chassidus that how come there's going to be how come Shabbos, if Chodesh is Chachma and Shabbos is from Chachma, then how come if it's in Yantiv is from Yantiv is Simcha from Bina? So if Yantiv is on a lower level and we're allowed to cook but we're not allowed to drive and do other stuff, how come Rosh Chodesh, if it's coming from Chachma, how come we're allowed to do all types of meluchas? So what's the answer? That's a good question. I don't remember the answer, but I know it was a good answer. And so the word is okay, we're going to continue moving and then we'll find the answer later. So the word is that, I got the answer, of course. Thank you, Hashem. Okay. The word is that dreimal a year we have to go to be Regel to be seen and to see and to be seen, to get scanned, to see and to get and to be seen, to have new ischatras and new breakthroughs, and also to be seen by our Creator, by Eibishter. So, and that is a massive upgrade. And it says that Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh we're also going to go up. We're going to have to go be Hishtachva. We're going to have to big zich, to bow down, fully surrender, have the ultimate bittul, and receive. So as the question is how we're going to come from all over the world, every Rosh Chodesh, we're talking about every 4 weeks. It's not Oile Regel. It's like not possible. Because we're trying to be practical. We're talking about these are prophecies. These are stuff coming from the Torah. So we have to know. It has to make sense. So the vart is that we're going to be going with the clouds. Says the Rebbe. Chassidus. I mean, he's bringing it down over here. Wunderschöne clouds. Mm-hmm. So the word is that it's going to happen in, here we go. The clouds are going to be bringing us to bringing the person to Yerushalayim. I'm not going to say us. I'm going to say, the you and you. Because when you say us, then it becomes everybody else's work. When you say ours, yours, then you got to take responsibility, and it's not. And from the responsibility, that's where the breakthrough comes. Shanavi Mekalsan, the Navi Yeshayahu is Yeshayahu. Mekalas Mashbechas Bnei Yisrael. He is praising. He's praising the Eden. Mi Elikav to Fenu. Who are those that are going to be flying like the clouds? And like birds that fly. So that's what we're talking about. Talking about the experience within, the Shabbos within you. The Menicha, going into that space. Amar B'Simcha, and flying to Yerushalayim. Going into Ever Anor, going into a different vibration. As you experience every Shabbos, there's a different vibration that's calmer, and then connecting what you're feeling to what you're seeing. How does that translate? How do you see the Welt? How do you see the world around you from this space? What changes? What changes? You start seeing things differently. The person, the thing, it looks different. It has a different meaning, so it looks different. And yeah. And from there, things differently. Back into the body, back into the guf, and then you're holding. So it's a back and forth, in tzedek. Feeling to what am I seeing to what am I feeling, how does that upgrade my feeling? How does that, what happens to the body, what happens to the guf, how much more loose light does it get? More translucent. And then from there back to the moichen, and then holding it. Feeling what I'm seeing what I'm feeling, and just having a moment of that. And to be seen by our Creator from that space, to get the tzelem, to get flash, to get this seeing from this space. Because how you are, that's how you get flesh, that's how the mold, that's how the mold takes shape. So there's only a few times that you can there's a lot of times that you can change the restrictions of the mold. Because remember we spoke about shape shifting, that we're stuck because we're not changing with who we are from the inside. We're not evolving on the outside as well because we're stuck for whatever reason. this, that, and the other, the foods and all that stuff, the plastic and the stuff they're being fed intellectually and physically and all that. So that's the stuckness of we're plastic, we can't change. It's like you still need a frame around a screen to be able to see when the picture is there anyways, right? Anyways, we can get into that another time. Just a fun fact. So, yeah. Okay. So Du Haltman. We're going back to, yes, shape shifting. So now, thank you. So now when we are locked into these shapes, so there's only, you're limited to how much change you can do. Even though you change the inside, but from the outside, it's still limited because of the restrictions. But Rosh Chodesh, Shabbos, Befrat Shabbos Rosh Chodesh, and Befrat Chodesh Adar. That's real. That's power. That can change the mold. That can change the offer, because we go to be seen, and we go to be seen by our Melech, and we're talking about Me'ever Anor, and then some. Of course, it's it's going up to the Beis Hamikdash. So from that place, that has the koyach to allow one to go into a deeper bittul, to deeper surrender, even if the pain is really deep and it's rooted in and it just holds on to the point where you don't even know what one looks like without that pain. I don't even know where to go. I don't even know where I need to surrender to. It's a part of the essence, it's a part of the domesticated animal for all his life. But this, Rosh Chodesh and Shabbos, allows us to go even deeper, to have a deeper, more compassion on self, more compassion on self. Do you know what that means? That's compassion on myself. Because that guilt and that pain that you're holding on to, that is a lack of compassion. I'm just saying it. I'm not saying that it's easy. It's work to have deeper and deeper compassion. First we know where it's at, and then comes the work. All right. I think we covered everything. Have an awesome Shabbos. L'chaim. Sozan Shefa. Sozan Ad B'lidai. Ad B'lidai. And then we have, let me see. Okay, fine. We'll let it develop. Good Shabbos.